about buying some real estate. That's how I met Mike Simons with RE/MAX. I was working with RE/MAX in Coldwell Banker and had great experiences. You know, he found buyers for a couple of my lots in Palo Alto. Very professional, really great. We've been friends ever since.
Well, I used to own a RE/MAX back in Canada. Well, if you're going to move to Costa Rica, I think the first thing you want to do is make sure you get a good realtor. And I met Mike Simons, who owns Costa Rica here, and both being broker owners, we had a lot in common right away. So a few weeks later, after this convention, I jumped on a plane, and after I saw Costa Rica, it didn't take me long to realize this was a pretty good place. And RE/MAX is very careful how they choose their broker owners. If they don't conform to certain ethics and ideals, they'll be put out of the system pretty quickly. So.
And a realtor friend gave me Mike's name, and we started to communicate about 6 months before we came. And we landed, and I began to cry because I immediately fell in love with the place.
Recently bought a house with Mike, and absolutely love it. It's my little piece of paradise, as he says. Well, Mike is Mike. Mike is just awesome. So I actually found Mike on the internet, and I sent him an email, and he was the only realtor that came back within an hour. And I came down in November, and we looked at some houses. I came back in January and found my little cousin's El Cielo. So he was awesome. I mean, he's fun, no pressure. We ate and drank and looked at a gazillion houses, and every house he had an idea about what you could do with it, or the positives or the negatives. And when I found the house, he knew it, and brought Sandrine over to help look at decorating, and I had somebody come and do an inspection that day because I was leaving in a day. So I can't say enough good things about Mike Simon. And since then, he didn't lose touch. You know, he keeps up with you, he remembers you. It's not like a transaction, it's building a friendship.
Well, I know Mike for years now, and we never had any real business between us, but you know, he's always been loyal, and when his friends come over, he sends them to us. And if we have people come over and they ask questions about real estate, or they want to rent for long term, we always refer them to him. So,
RE/MAX.
Awesome.
Yeah. We did most of our business with Michael Simons, and from the time he picked us up until the time he would drop us off in the evening, we had a few beers, we had dinner, we had seen some wonderful places, but probably the best thing he did for us was never show us anything out of our price range.
Yeah. And it truly was door-to-door service for us. I mean, you know, we were able to pick up the phone when we were back in the States and say, hey, what do you think about this? Or shoot him an email, and I always got an answer very quickly. Things that we were concerned about. He didn't hide things from us. He said, you know, here's the good, the bad, and the ugly. You have to weigh what you're comfortable with. He showed us all kinds of houses and condominiums, and really tried to give us some diversity in our choices, but really the RE/MAX group has become our family, because you know, we do anything to help them, and I feel the same way about them. I could pick up the phone to call anybody at RE/MAX and say I need help, and somebody would be there for us.
I think probably the most important thing he did for us was when we first got here, he didn't just show us houses, he showed us the hospital, he showed us the town, he introduced us to people. And his philosophy to us was, if you purchase a house here, or if you come live here for part of the year, you're our neighbors. And so we want that to be a win-win situation.
When we first moved here a year ago, my husband and I bought a condo with RE/MAX, and we just purchased another one last week. So we're very, very pleased with RE/MAX. And I was in real estate back in Canada, and I wasn't with RE/MAX, but I was with another company, but I have been totally pleased with RE/MAX.
I met Mike Simons at a National Association of Realtors convention, and he invited me to come down. He took care of me the first 4 days I was here, wandered around, showed me what he knew, which is extensive, and just fell in love with the place. I specifically went to the convention to ask about Central and South America. He was the guy I found.
Well, I've done many sales deals with Remax, Tres Amigos. I think they're one of the busiest offices in Guanacaste. And I work for Pacifico, located in Coco, and we've done many, many deals with them together. And actually, Remax is going to be our exclusive listing agent for Pacifico here. We're making the announcement this week. So it's a very successful company, and I think I've probably done over 100 deals with them.
I first came to Costa Rica on vacation. I love the country and went back to the States and decided to open a business. And I contacted someone who I knew over the peninsula, and they referred us to Michael. So I came to Coco, and Michael spent 3 days showing us around different places where we should have a retail store, even referring us out of Coco, go look at different areas. And he was wonderful, gave us every answer that we needed to know. And within 3 days, we had signed a lease for a clothing store.